your girl ChucTayyy, and I am here with your RETV Sports Break. You can catch me here most Thursdays, talking junk, spitting facts. Let's get started. So somehow, guys, I feel like I haven't talked a lot about basketball in the last couple of weeks. I don't know what's happening, but here's a little basketball stuff for you because I don't know if you're watching the same basketball that I'm watching. First of all, the stars are out, okay? Like Giannis scoring 27 in 27 on his 27th birthday. The fact that he's only 27. Whew. Dame, well, he's hurt now, but you know, everybody's getting, it's just, this is a very interesting season for somebody who prefers not to like go all out and like hard body watching every single game up until around All-Star time. This is a pretty good beginning of the season. Lemon Jello over there at the Hornets, what's his name? LaMelo, that one, LaMelo, the highlighter one. He's over there playing with the Hornets. Lozenge over there, where is he, in Chicago this year? Everybody's doing really well. It's a very odd season. But what I want to talk about is one Mr. Stephen Curry, who is on this revenge tour. Like, I don't know if he got sick of us saying he didn't drink enough milk or he doesn't have it anymore. He keeps popping out all these kids and he's getting soft. I don't know what y'all are saying about Steph. But he is only, at this precise second, in which I am talking to this iPad and probably not in the time in which you are watching it, he is only 16 3-pointers away from breaking Ray Allen's 3-point record. That record is 2,973 made 3-pointers. Steve Kerr knows this. Stephen Curry knows this. All the headlines are, is Steve Kerr going to let him break it? Like, how do you let Steph Curry do something, right? Now, maybe he says, all right, listen, you only have 5 left. Let's do this at home. You know, can you suggest that? Sure. But like, are you going to stop him from letting that thing loose if he's on it? No, he's not. So I just feel like that's a stupid headline. But nevertheless, Steph at this present moment is sitting at 2,958 made 3-pointers. It's 15 to tie, 16 to break. Considering it is December, he will have that record broken before we reach the year of our Lord 2022. It just is. Now, the Warriors are playing the Trailblazers tonight, Wednesday night. There is no Dame. There's no CJ McCollum playing tonight on Wednesday night. Will he be able to get off? Sure. Is he going to break it tonight, Wednesday night? Probably not. Well, we'll see what happens. You know, they don't have that backcourt. There's a lot of nuances here. But if he does not break it on Wednesday night against the Trailblazers, I can almost guarantee that it will be broken with whatever the next game is from there. So we'll come back to that. Next on the NBA docket, All-Star Weekend. Now again, I like watch basketball at this part of the season, but it doesn't really get good until after the All-Star break. That's just my opinion. It's my show. Deal with it. Now, All-Star voting, though, is getting ready to begin on Christmas Day. So if you're unfamiliar for whatever reason, you vote. It tells them, you know, who gets in, who's going to be the starters, so on and so forth. We know we're going to see Steph. We're going to see LeBron. We're going to see AD, KD. We're going to see all of the regulars, right? But I'm very interested to see some of these other players that you name, all the people I just named, right? But like, are we going to see a Donovan Mitchell? Are we going to see a Zach LaVine? Are we, you know, like who are those players? Because again, like I said at the beginning, this is it is a spectacularly odd season. There was a thing that came out a couple of weeks ago, probably like 2 weeks now. I took a break because I didn't take one for Thanksgiving, but that's not the point. That basically was grading the thing graded the NBA teams. Graded the NBA teams based on where they were at that point. And the A rating at that point, it was the Bulls on that particular day. They're hooping. You can't really say anything bad about them. Then, of course, you have like Charles Barkley and people that are kind of chastising the Lakers. The Big Three had a phenomenal game the other day. But kind of chastising them like, hey, you guys are supposed to be it, right? And you're not bringing it. Charles Barkley had a lot to say about Anthony Davis. So I feel like this All-Star 2022 All-Star is going to be very interesting. Again, outside of your Stephs, LeBrons, all the D people with the D at the end of their name, people like that, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be interesting. So we'll stick a pin in that and we'll come back to it. Now, on to football. You guys know why I'm here. So the Voldemort of the NFL, one Antonio Brown, he who shall not be named. Anybody who knows me understands how much I hate Antonio Brown. But that's not the point. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about the fact that him, amongst two other players, decided that they were going to get fake vaccination cards. Now, are they the only people to do it? Absolutely not. Are they the only NFL superstars who said or implied that they were vaccinated? Sure. Is this the same situation as Aaron Rodgers? Absolutely not. First of all, somebody on my Facebook feed said comparing Aaron Rodgers and Antonio Brown at this point is lazy. And it is. Because it's not the same thing. Aaron Rodgers did not go out and forge a document saying that he was vaccinated. He just didn't clearly say that he wasn't vaccinated. There is a big difference. He who shall not be named came out with a fake card that said that he was vaccinated and then left a paper trail. Like that, listen, it's like world's dumbest criminals, right? It's like wearing a mask that like has your name embroidered on the side of it. It's just like you thought that it was cool because you went through your girlfriend to obtain said fake card, but like again, paper trail. You left a paper trail and now you done pissed buddy off, and that's part of the reason why all of this came out in the first place. On top of that, you get the fake card. The speculation says that after he obtained the card, somebody happened to mention to him that you might get in trouble for falsifying the card or like being caught with a falsified card. So then he went and just got the shot, is what the reports are saying. That was all it took for you to get. So it wasn't anybody saying, hey, you should get the shot just because you should get the shot. It took somebody saying, hey, bro, you might get in trouble for lying, because people usually get in trouble for lying. Oh, well, I'm going to just go ahead and do it then. What? This is why I hate him. That doesn't make any sense. Why go through all of the trouble of seeking out, finding, and paying somebody to give you a fake card if all it took was for somebody to say you're going to get a slap on the wrist if you get caught, however that conversation went down, for you to just go get the shot and get a real card? For all that, you could have just gone and got the shot and got a real card. Like, So anyway, he was suspended for 3 games. I honestly don't really think that was good enough, because he was going to be out for probably 2 games anyway, because there's something else wrong with him, his ankle or something. I like when I tell you there's not a person I can't stand more. I hate Antonio Brown, but that's not the point. So he's going to be suspended for 3 games. Really just 1 game, because he wasn't planning on playing them other 2 games anyway. Not harsh enough. Now I will say the Bucks are not like, they're not so much saying that they're being very muddy about if they're going to allow him to return from said suspension. What do I think? I think that y'all need to stop taking chances on this man. He is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And all of this stuff that he does, just all of the antics, I just feel like these athletes they just do not feel the wrath of consequences enough for me. They just don't. Not him, not Kyrie, not James Harden, not literally none of them. Like Kyrie right now, sure, yes, you basically can't work, right? But like, can we not act like he who shall not be named was not out here doing jumping jacks and flips and all kind of Simone Biles in his grandma's backyard when he got released? Just like, you should just really try to stay out of the spotlight, sir. He did something else a couple weeks ago, and at this point I can't remember. And I just I was afraid my eyes were going to get stuck up in my head as hard as I rolled them. But again, the Bucks are not being overly clear about if they're going to allow him to return or if something else might happen. But again, I just feel like as a whole, he who shall not be named, you should really just make sure you're quiet and on your P's and Q's, because the last thing that anybody wants to hear is that when you lose your job because you continue to do all of these foolish antics, we don't care. We do not care. Just a thought. And last but not least on said docket, Dion Sanders. I don't know that we talk about Dion Sanders enough. And when I say we, I mean me, because I create the docket. But you all know how near and dear HBCUs are to my heart. Dion Sanders, of course, is at Jackson State. They were not doing so hot prior to him. They were 21 and 40 over 6 years. He came in, his first season got cut short due to COVID, so not really his fault. They were doing kind of okay. But this season they are 11 and 1. They just won the SWAC championship, which is the first time they've won that since 2007, which am I the only person that felt like 2007 really wasn't that long ago, but also it was 14 years ago? Anyway, so congratulations to them. It's a really big deal. I mean, Jackson State, before Dion Sanders even gets there, is a huge institution within itself. So many big names have come from Jackson State. So he's just going to continue to add to that incredible roster that they already have of professional athletes that come from that school. But it's really nice to see an HBCU get the credit that it actually deserves, because it's just not talked about enough. And I'm a little biased because I spent a lot of money for the HBCU degree that I have, and so did my parents. Shout out to y'all. But we need to be able to teach these kids that it's okay to go to a Jackson State or a shameless plug, Johnson C. Smith University, or, somewhere like that. I mean, even if you don't become a professional, you can still get a great education and have an amazing career and job coming from an HBCU, even if you don't want to play a professional sport. Stephen A. Smith went to Winston-Salem State University. He's freaking Stephen A. Smith, okay? I mean, even look at, Spike Lee went to an HBCU. Spike Lee, Samuel L. Jackson, just so many people, Taraji P. Henson, so many people at HBCUs have amazing careers, do amazing things. I mean, even the vice president, Madam Vice President, went to an HBCU. Okay, so let's encourage our kids. Let's not tell these young men and women that they have to go to some large Kansas, Kentucky, Duke, PWI so that they can have, some long-standing career. Are they good schools? Sure, they're good schools, but HBCUs are also good schools. I'm going to get off my soapbox now. And the one thing that I am going to talk about, your bright spot, or whatever I said I was going to call this segment, one day I'm going to go back and figure out what I said I was going to call this segment. But I just needed to call attention to the fact that one Pelicans player, Josh Hart, decided to let the world know that he didn't think that Home Alone was a Christmas movie. And I say to you, Sir Josh, what? What do you mean it's not a Christmas movie? Please explain yourself, because it happens at Christmas time. It's literally them supposed to be going on a family trip for Christmas and then coming back on Christmas Day. If Home Alone is not a Christmas movie, then neither is this Christmas, because if what you're saying is it's not a Christmas movie because it doesn't happen on Christmas Day, 90% of Christmas movies are not Christmas movies then, because none of them are centered around happening on the day of Christmas. So I just I just got a good chuckle out of that, and I just thought I needed to share with the group. Anyway, I'm your girl, ChucTayyy. I will see you guys next week. I'll be here, new tea, talking junk, spitting